Hello and welcome everyone, this is Indra Gupta and this is a video demonstration for networkings to apply for security and cloud runner role. In this video, I will demonstrate the SMB protocol, its vulnerability and how we can exploit it using the infamous exploit EternalBlue. So if you are not familiar with what SMB or EternalBlue is, uh, SMB is basically a Windows file share protocol used for sharing files or printing devices among a network of Windows machine, or we can say on-premise network to be precise. And it runs on a port 139 and 445 as it's not known to be very much secure. So EternalBlue, which is the exploit for this protocol, which leverages the vulnerabilities of it, came out in 2017, but still there are many devices running today which are vulnerable to this. So basically, like I said, it's for Windows Server and Windows. So Windows 8, Windows 7. Windows 7 is the most ones which we have seen to be vulnerable to this, and but it could be Windows 10 if it's not patched or regularly updated. So there are a couple ways how I can demonstrate this exploit or working of it. So as you can see, I'm in my Kali VM, which I will be using as my attacking machine, and now we need the machine to attack. So we can use a blue VM, which have the specific build number which will be vulnerable to the EternalBlue exploit, or we can leverage the tryhackme. There's a free machine for that on tryhackme, which we can use. So one way to go about it is let me see. Yeah, so one way to go about is to get a VM from internet, install it on your virtualization platform, edit its settings, and put it in the same VNet or virtual net than your attacking machine. And then you can do some ARP scan or net discover to check for the devices on your network, and from that you will get the IP and try to exploit the machine. Or the simpler way, which I like to say, is let me make this a little bigger, is to use a tryhackme, right? So by default, if you just installed Kali as well, you will know that default password and username are both KALI Kali. So we'll go ahead and input it, and we're in. So in this video, I will use the tryhackme ones because I can use both. But the thing is, when you download a VM from internet, you might need extra resources to run it. You will obviously need extra resources to run it, but it might not be a stable VM. So when you're trying to exploit it, it can give. I'm not saying it will, but it may give you the blue screen of death, or it will just crash, or all the stuff. So I have better experience with the try hack me room with the it's named blue as well. So I'll just walk you through the process of it. So just go ahead and type tryhackme.com and create an account or login. Then you need to get to this page. For that, you just need to go to your profile picture and click on access, and you will be here. So now, as we are trying to reach the tryhackme machine, which is on their server, we need a VPN connection to get there, right? And for that, you need to download this configuration file. So if you're following along, go ahead and download the configuration file, which is a VPN file, and will help you get to the network of tryhackme in which you can reach out the machine. I have already downloaded it. It should be right here, and yeah, it is. So once you have downloaded it, let me make this a bigger if you can't read. And yeah, and just open your terminal. Control quick shortcut for it, Control Alt and T, and I will make this bigger as well. And I will write sudo OpenVPN, which is the uh, command used to connect to our file. My file is in desktop. I'll just go ahead and do this because I've already done that. Not on desktop, but it downloads. My bad. So the rule is just simple sudo OpenVPN path of your file and file name, right? I'll just go ahead and hit enter and enter my username and password. Sorry, only password. And it says initialization sequence complete. And you can see here as well, we are connected to a VPN IP. right? So I'll don't close this tab because it will, close your process which is running the VPN as well. And instead just hit Control Shift T to open a new terminal. And yeah, we can do our things from here. So now we are connected to the Try Hack Me network, right? Now we need to go to Learn, hit on Search, and search for the machine we want to hack. Its name is Blue. Go to Blue. It's a Z machine. And you might need to click on Join. It should be somewhere right here, but I have already clicked on, so it's giving me Start Machine option right away. So I'll go ahead and click on Start Machine and close this, and it will give me an IP in a minute. So right. So this is like not a real world pen test in this one because you're not checking for seeing if a machine is vulnerable or how you can exploit it, but we are solely doing this for the purpose of trying to exploit a machine. So this is a vulnerable machine as we know it, and to gamify it a little bit, they are asking you for the things which you might encounter on your way. You might need to do recon, of course, then gain access, escalate your privileges, find flags, and all. So this is a gamified version of it. As you follow along, you will see the answers for it, and you can fill it out to gain, just try hack me scores or streaks or points or whatever it is. So there's that. So our IP should be visible in a minute or in a few seconds, and for that, so first thing we got the IP. So first thing what we do is do a port scan. So generally we use Nmap for that. It's the most common. It's super simple to use. It can be complicated, but from our purposes, we just need some port scan or an information it can find. For that, I'll just go ahead and maybe write sudo as well. Sudo nmap -a. -a is for any information, scripts, vulnerabilities, OS versions, and all the information you can find on this IP, which I copied. And after that, so just hit enter. So nmap can take time because it's going. We give the A flag, which is going to try to find everything it could from this IP. And yeah, you can wait for it for here, and I'll just see what else is here, right? So while the nmap is running, they are asking for these things. Like I said, you can do that, but the thing we know that is this is an intentionally vulnerable machine, and blue, so name is blue, we know that it's vulnerable to EternalBlue. That's why I'm showing it, right? So there are two ways to go about this. You can go to the automatic way, which is like using uh, Metasploit, which just makes things so much simpler. Just go with the search for the vulnerability, try it, use it, fill out the details, and just run the exploit, and it will do all the things for you. But in this video, I want to go with the manual exploitation. So in that, we will go on Google, try to find the exploits, find a stable one, see how it works, configure it, and then try it, right? So that's a little messy approach. That's what I'm going to do here, because Metasploit will be just too easy, and you probably, if you were trying to do manual the manual exploitation, there's probably a thing or two which you will gain more exposure to, right? So it also not, like I said, it's not very stable exploit, EternalBlue in itself, but so it will give you some information or a right path of what you can keep in mind while going with the manual exploitation. If I just show you to show you to so yeah, so for manual exploitation, while we are running our scan, we know that is it should be vulnerable to EternalBlue, right? I'll show you from the nmap scan as well how we know that. So let's do a quick recon from what we think it is, right? So go ahead and type eternal. I don't know, I'm messing up the spellings. EternalBlue exploits and exploit DB, which is the biggest exploit database you can get. Again, mess up the spelling. No worries. So yeah, this is the first one, right? Database. You can go ahead and looks like this is the one, EternalBlue for remote code execution. We'll go ahead and open this. We see we have Rapid7 website as well. I'll make this bigger. We can see we have Rapid7 website as well. These are the guys which made the Metasploit, so we know that it's exploitable using Metasploit. Other than that, we can see some GitHub repos. That would probably the one we will use. So here's the exploit DB. So this is the exploit for it. If we find that this machine is vulnerable to EternalBlue or SMB or some other way, we can use this exploit, right? But the the exploit DB, these are the most not updated. It could be updated, but I'm not saying. But it may work, it may not work, or it might need a lot of configuration to for it to work, right? So it's better to, if you see an exploit like we see EternalBlue, I'll go ahead and write EternalBlue exploit, but with GitHub, right? So this would be the one, like a person who has seen this exploit and fixed it in some shape or form to make it workable with the most of the machines, right? So like I said, this is a semi-automated, fully working, no BS, non-metasploitable, non-metasploit version of the public exploit code for this. So this is the code for EternalBlue, and you can go ahead and read for this information, like generates valid shell code on itself, all these things. It doesn't use Metasploit, and and it has all the requirements and process which you need to go with to run this exploit, right? So I'll go see if my scan is showing anything. It's not at the moment. I guess it will take some time, and let's see if we can find anything else. Or yeah. So looks like we will get here is we need Python 3, or of course Python 2. So Python 3 we can just use pip, and the requirements or text will be the file in which all the requirements will be, and it will install it for us. And we will have a shell prep session, shell prep script, right? And it will we will see how this goes, right? So I'll just, what I'll do is just pause the recording here and come back once the map is done, so we can get more info on how we can move forward to it. Okay. And we're back. And looks like, let me make this bigger. And looks like, yeah, Nmap does took its fair share of time. Let's see what we got. So this is the result, and yeah, we got 445, 139, and some other, and 135. So like I said in the beginning, 139 and 445 like work consecutively when we are working with the SMB, right? So if you search for both of these, you'll see that both of these are SMB ports, right? So with that, at least we confirm that SMB works in this. SMB is open, right? So let's see what else we got. We see Windows 7 Professional. We have Service Flag 1, and it's part of a work group. So work group is like Active Directory. If it's part of work group, that means it's not it's just a random machine, or maybe it's just not a part of a particular domain. Okay. Other than that, yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. Pretty much it. SMB security mode. We see SMB a lot here, right? And what else? So yeah, I guess let's see with like we have NetBIOS SSN, which is again same thing. So at least we know like SMB server is up. Sorry, SMB is up, right? So for SMB, what we can do is, let's see. Um, so like I told you, like this is where we're gonna go in the end. But generally, you would want to do SMB. Um, put the name like this one. Let's put all of this in one. Copy it, and let's write exploit. So as you can see, first one is EternalBlue, right? It's Rapid7. We're not using Metasploit here, but as you can see, second one is the one which I've already opened, right? So what we did is just made the nmap scan to see what ports are open, and this just took out the vulnerable culprit, and looked it around on the internet, like what we got. So if I didn't know anything about it, I'll just go ahead with see what I got, SMB got, and this, and after that I wrote exploit. So I got EternalBlue, then I got EternalBlue, and this is walkthrough. Like a lot of things are EternalBlue. So like I know, it might be a thing which I should need to look into, right? So if all of this is screaming at EternalBlue, so that might be the way to go. So without like there are not much other ports open which we can try. So it's better to let's just enumerate and see what we can do with this. So once we're done, we know EternalBlue is our choice, right? So after that, what we'll do is we do the same thing which we did here. Search for EternalBlue exploits, and we can go with ExploitDB, or better yet, let's see if someone on GitHub have it. We saw and we got the first result on GitHub. It got decent amount of stars and folks, so it should be good, right? So what we can do now? It's fairly simple. It got all the files in place. So exploit is here. It will generate the shellcode for you. All you need to do is just run the exploit against the machine, and it has given you the usage and all these things. So just follow this page and try to see where it goes. So this is like manual exploitation. You just hit and try, right? It doesn't work, you probably go to some different GitHub page for some other tool. This tool is called AutoBlue by Endgame. We might want to, if this doesn't work for us, we might will go to some other GitHub, or if nothing works, we will go to exploit database and see, right? Try to uh, figure things out. So first, what you want to do is go to code, copy the link, and clone this repo somewhere. I'll just clone it in my home for now. So it will be git clone and this ls. It should be here, right? So see, let's cd into it. W ls. We got all these things. So what does it saying us to go with? There's a folder shellcode, right? Okay, let's see. So first thing is requirements. We wanna, run the requirements, get the requirements in our system installed. So just go with pip. Okay, pip is not installed. I'll go with maybe to install for us. It would be our requirements. Pip not install. Yes, do it for us. Again. And it's done. So we'll run requirements again, and it will install the requirements for us. Okay, requirements already satisfied. So we're good with requirements now. Once we're done with this, we can you can go with video tutorial as well. I'll generally follow this along because video tutorial might take some time to explain all this stuff. So navigate to shellcode directory and run shell prep. So we saw there was a shellcode directory here, ls, and we got shell prep here. I'll just make it executable just for the sake of it. It might already be executable, right? So now let's just run it and see what it goes. Would you like to generate a reverse shell with MSF Venom? So MSF Venom is Metasploit. We can do that on Metasploit as well, but I'm gonna let's just go with that because it might be give us a stable shell. I'll host reverse connection. I'll just go with, so we want to give a port number for it. So I'll give 444. No, it's sorry. Alhost would be my my IP. So alhost localhost my IP. So what you want to do is go to a new tab and search for ifconfig. So generally my IP would be this, right? But important point to note here is I'm connected to a VPN here. So this machine, which we are running here, where it is, this one, I'll just add an R so it doesn't expire. So this is a private IP, right? And my private IP and that machine's private IP would be different because we might be in different network. So if I go with my Ethernet private IP, this would be my router's private IP among my local network, my home network. But I'm connecting to this machine via this one, which is our VPN. So I will use the tunnel IP, which will be tunnel TUN0. So I'll just go ahead and copy this one and put it in here, right? So I'll port you want to listen for 64. I'll just go with 4444. So we can do the same for this. And what we want, Metasploit shell, which is the Metasploit shell, or generate regular. Let's go with regular command shell. And stage or stage, I think both should work. Let's go with the stageless. I'll go with staged. And let's see. So this is done, and it should be generating shellcode for us. And now we just wait, and it says merging shellcode, and it's done. So we have shellcode is done, right? So let's see what else we have in the manual. So after all scripts are finished, shellcode boundary named this in the shellcode directory, right? So we don't need to set up listener because it didn't work for me much. So we can use simple netcat listener for us. And let's see and run our bin file. So go with ls, and so we can do all, so it can help with someone, but it can run through it and see which one sorts, but we know that it's most probably going to be a 64-bit machine. So I'll just go ahead and copy this, and I will run this. I think I should need to make it executable first. Just a second. So the first one. So MSF would be for the Meterpreter shell, and let's just run this. Okay. Instead of listener, first let's set up the listener as it says, which is I'll just simply use my netcat listener and VP, and the 4 was 444. Then listen on this, and I think I missed a point or two. I did the shell prep, and now we need to pawn it, right? So let's just run our exploit here. So let's see what we have, what else we have here. Right, py. So our Windows is 7, right? So as we saw in the nmap scan. So I'll just run this one. It would be Python 3 EternalBlue exploit 7.5. Okay, so it gives IP. So this is the command to go with it, right? So we'll go with this and give the IP. What was it? And then shellcode file. And shellcode file was in shellcode. And then let's see. Yep, 64. And it says done. So let's see in the netcat what we got. We got nothing. So looks like it doesn't work this time. And let's go ahead and try it again. So we got error on. We did connect, but it didn't hold. Right. So like I said, it's the exploit is not stable. So let's see, where did the GitHub give us any more information? So we're gonna go with Python, not Python 3, and then this. So let's try it again. So let's try with Python now. Python, EternalBlue Expert 7, our IP, and then shellcode. Okay, access denied. LSLA. So, okay, let's make this executable because that's might be what causing the issue here. So as I said that the EternalBlue exploit is inherently unstable as well. So there's a lot of that it didn't work. So as you can see, I created like three or four times, and it worked the fourth time, and finally it gave me this success response. Sometimes it was giving me success responses as well, but I wasn't getting a shell. So it might be because it was like crashing uh, the target machine. So that might be one case. But because if we have a VM which we using as an our a virtual network, then we can see if it caused blue screen of death or not. But here we can't see that, right? We are not using we don't have access to it in that sense. So just if it doesn't work for first time, give it like 3 4 tries. Like I said, it's unstable, and finally I got the shell. As you can see now, I'm at system 32 with the command prompt shell. I can type who am I and CLS for clear screen, I guess. Yeah, it worked. And some other commands offer command shell. You probably know that. So you can see that we got the shell here of command shell. So that means we have successfully, got access to the machine which we want to do. And for the fun, you can go ahead and uh, type out the answers for this. Which exploit was it? You remember the exploit? The name is this, which we were using. Let's try it off. It works. And yeah, it's a correct answer. So I say you can go ahead and play around with these things, which payload will work or something like that, and answer all these questions for fun. So that's that. And if you have the command shell finally, congratulations, you got the successfully ran the EternalBlue exploit. And yeah, any other questions, you can comment it on below. And thanks for watching, guys. Till next time.